You don't know what this is. You basic. Again, we're going back in time to SHOT Show. It was so fun. SHOT Show was so fun. I got to play with a Kwa Lm4D. That new GBBR hotness they be coming out with, though. But they got busy, and that was kind of last we heard about that rifle until I came along and sent a text message to the KWA guys like, yo, I'm trying to get my GBBR on. Good news. The Lm4D LE, or law enforcement model, is supposed to be dropping like fallish time, so I presume within the next 2 months or so. So we're looking at like, so it's 18 August 2020 right now, so expect the LE model to drop about September, October timeframe. Bad news is, if you're watching this video, you probably ain't gonna be able to buy it. I'll get to that in a second. The other bad news, more good news, less goodester news. The Lm4D retail is going to be available like early next year. So we're looking at first quarter, second quarter 2020. So January to April time frame ish. The Lm4D LE, the law enforcement model of the Lm4D, will not be available for commercial or retail purchase. There's only actually 3 places you can go to buy the Lm4D LE. One is KWA directly, the actual office. The other is John Graham, otherwise known as Grounded Tactics or Grounded Tactical on Instagram, and me. Because remember, both John and myself are KWA law enforcement ambassadors as well as independent sales reps. And they kind of want to keep that LE model like under the law enforcement program umbrella. That way they could keep track of the LE customers, they could help with the maintenance, the product implementation. So there's more to the LE program than just the selling of products. There's an implementation thing, there's a sustain, there's way more to that program than just buying a gun and shooting each other with it. That's more of the consumer or the retail world of airsoft. To clarify, the LE line is different than the PTP line. So like the PTP, like the Lm4, the RIS or the Lm4 PTPR, like that carbine gas rifle they have, even the M9s are technically under the PTP line, but that's not specific to law enforcement. The Lm4D LE will be specific to the law enforcement world of, shooting each other in the face. Both are going to have a 9.5-inch barrel with a 10.5-inch handguard, and then you get about an extra inch or so with the muzzle brake, which realistically, if you wanted to swap that off, which most people are going to do, for like a mock suppressor, big deal. Because keep in mind that the mil-spec barrel for the M4A2 rifle system is 14.5 inches. So you just throw a mock suppressor on that bad boy. Boom. Looks a little bit more realistic. The retail model will have an M-lock handguard. The LE model will have Picatinny, because Picatinny is still very popular and common in the professional world. So like your patrol rifles, the army rifles, marine rifles, stuff like that, a lot of those rifles are still Picatinny style. The consumer world of firearms, so like the cop that owns a gun, most likely that's going to be like an M-lock style. But the professional world is still using Picatinny. Picatinny is like the Facebook of handguards, if that makes sense. Like it's for older people, I guess. Is that accurate? I don't know. I'm 35. The retail version will have the adjustable Fps Bolt. Just like how you can adjust the FPS with like your T6s or in the 2.5 AEGs, the Lm4D will have an adjustable FPS Bolt face to it. LE model will not, because cops don't care. Really the only thing that separates the two. Handguards, adjustable FPS Bolt. Other than that, it's the same rifle. Still has the same gas system, which is supposed to be way more enhanced and better, which I don't understand the particulars on how, because I'm not that smart. I just shoot kids in the face and, make them cry and whine. And then I shoot their dads in the face and make them cry and whine even louder. The new hop-up is supposed to be easier to remove and is supposed to be just a better overall hop-up system. Again, I don't know how it's better. I'm not that smart. I don't tech. Even if they told me, like, hey, this is how it's supposed to be better, I'm just gonna look at those words that they send me and say the words. That doesn't mean I'm gonna understand them. I'm just gonna go, meh, 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 meh. The LM4D magazines are gonna have more of that Palmer style look to them, instead of the old LM4 magazines, which were like that Colt metal style, like standard GI style of magazine. That's kind of gone away. Now the new LM4D magazines are gonna have Palmer look to them. There'll be a little, like a skosh lighter, and keep in mind they're also going to have the dry fire selector switch. Now, you can use the old LM4 metallic magazines into the LM4D rifles, and the other way around, but what you cannot do is use the selector switch. So you can't take the LM4D magazine, put it in an LM4 rifle, and then use the selector switch for dry fire, because the old LM4s the rifles don't have that dry firing, whatever the technology is. They're also going to be coming out with CO2 magazines. I believe that is supposed to be like a mid to late 2021 release. My understanding, I could be wrong, I'm probably wrong. My understanding is that when they release the LM4D retail rifle next year, it will not be released with CO2 mags. That's supposed to come like middle to late of 2021, I think. And I'm probably wrong. There's a solid chance I am wrong. The current average price for a KWA LM4 rifle is about $370, $410, somewhere in there. That's also without factoring in like the extra add-ons from like a PTS. I'm talking about just the regular standard KWA LM4. You're looking at like $370 to about $410. I would guess it's gonna be in that price range. So if I had to swing a guess, I'd probably say it's gonna be like maybe $380 or so. Somewhere kind of bouncing around that. I don't believe it's supposed to be more than like $390, $400. I don't believe. Again, I could be wrong. It's a solid chance I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the $380 ballpark range. So originally, I was going to do a bunch of content for that specific rifle at Copperhead. But the Rona was like, hey, are you looking forward to Copperhead? Cool. Are you looking forward to Copperhead in December now? I'm like, okay, well, that sort of stinks, but I get it. But the good news is KWA is going to let me play with the LM4D LE rifle, so I can still do a bunch of stuff with that rifle. Obviously, I'm going to do the standard, gameplay, the regular, the 5-minute review, like, oh, it's got a switch, and look, it's got sights and all that stupid stuff that, I don't know why the kids love that stuff, but anyway. More importantly, I'm going to be comparing it against the GHK Mod 2. Mod 2, not the Mod 1, because the Mod 1 is for peasants for GHK M4s. Yeah, I said it. Don't at me. The WeTech, the Open Bolt SOL, and I might be trying to get my hands on like a TM. I don't really know what is the most commonly used TM GBBR. I think just like the standard Colt licensed one. But anyway, I'm going to be comparing the LM4D against other GBBRs as far as like accuracy, handling, blah, blah, blah. And then some side stuff on how that rifle can be used as a training rifle for like, shooters, back home training. Because everyone's doing backyard range stuff, garage stuff. So yeah, I can do some training footage on that. It's easy. If someone would like to sponsor those videos and give me a free WeTech Open Bolt SOL M4, or a GHK Mod 2, not a Mod 1, because the Mod 1 GHK M4s are for peasants. Or if you want to send me like a Tokyo Marui GBBR, like that Colt license one, to keep forever and ever and ever, I ain't giving you back them rifles. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna keep them. I'll feature you, I guess, whatever you want. You give me a free gun, I'll mention you in one of my silly YouTube videos to reach a very niche specific market. Or I'm just going to buy them myself because I have vendor accounts and I can write airsoft guns off on my taxes because I'm a firearms instructor. So I'm going to just take those gas rifles and use them for like CQB training and all this other stuff. Because I'm smart. I know what I'm doing.
Caber, who the f*** are you, nerd?